Welcome to TJ's podcast.
Hey. Look, I hate to start on a negative note here, but I think Don Jr. needs to watch how he talks to me. He getting a little snippy, Don Jr.
Don Jr.?
So I got this text from him last night, and it's a picture of him looking at me like this. Can you see that on the camera? Can you see?
Yeah.
What it looks like? Look at me like. And then it says, my real name's Richie. That's what he calls me. He said, I'm not going to play this game anymore, Richie. This is the most important election ever. My father and I need you to verify your voter profile right now. Thank you, Don Jr. I was like, who's he talking to like that? Not going to play like I'm playing games. Don Jr. Try that.
Don't be texting me like that.
Yeah.
You know, they say a lot of communication is lost over text message, but I feel like that one's spot on. I mean, he was being kind of aggressive.
And then he's some sort of a cryptic thing at the bottom. Yeah, my father and I need you to verify your voter profile right now. Thank you, Donald Trump Jr., Don Jr. And then he put stop equals end. What does that even mean? Like, damn.
Yeah.
Stop drinking. What's wrong with you? Talking to me like that.
You know, they've been texting Rob, too.
Really?
Yeah, some political candidates have.
And why would he's not involved in any of that? They just get a database of numbers and
Maybe because he's connected to you somehow.
probably, yeah. His phone probably picks up my voice talking about important things,
Yeah.
and that's what it is. There's something that we want to make a big event, but that's going to be up to you whether or not it's big. Not up to me. We're having a gathering of the Fanaticos, the TJ Fanaticos. Which, by the way, my little friend Jenny makes fun of that. She says, that's stupid. Fanaticos. I was like, okay. I didn't make up the word.
You didn't?
The Spanish made it up.
That's a real word?
Yeah, in
Fanatico?
Spanish. Yeah, it means fanatics in Spanish.
It does.
Yeah. I'm just reaching out across the cultures, that's all. So there's a Fanatico event happening a week from today, but it'll be at night in the evening at the Hyatt Central in South Park of Charlotte, the official hotel of the Ace and TJ show and its guests. And we're going to be hanging out in the bar, just chilling. There'll be a special drink for the night. That is actually my recipe for a cocktail. That'll be great. But you have to go to acetj.com/Fanatico. Is it Fanatico or Fanaticos, Riggins?
Fanatico.
acetj.com/Fanatico. And you just fill out a little survey there, and that's how we deem whether or not you're worthy to be part of the Fanaticos cocktail party.
It's also pinned at the top of all of our social media as well.
Okay. It's pinned. I don't know what that means, but it sounds like that it would make it easy to find.
Yeah. You know when you do drugs and your eyes get pinned? It's kind of like that.
No, I didn't know that. So, yeah, my wife will be there, even though she's never going to be part of TJ's podcast. She's part of TJ and Jody's house. She's part of the Small Town Adventures, so she won't be part of this. No matter how many of y'all keep saying that she, you want to see her and hear her on this podcast, it's not going to happen. I mean, we got to do some things, that remain professional. And once she gets a part of something, it's not professional anymore. It ceases to be professional. So acetj.com/Fanatico. If you'd like to touch greatness that night, I'll take a picture with you, and I'll even put my arm about your shoulder if you would like.
You're going to do pictures?
I will. And this first event, just to prove that I am a man of the people, I'll do pictures.
Yeah, this could be like a mob scene. I don't know that you're gonna do well in that. You might just run away.
Yeah, I hope the fancy Hyatt-centric hotel is ready to deal with all of the chaos that's going to come with it. I don't know if they're ready for it.
That's cool that you're doing it in the bar. That's a great bar.
I know. I love it.
Not just in a hotel, great bar, but just a great bar in general. That's awesome.
Yeah. And I don't know if I'm going to say what the drink is that will be the special cocktail of the evening yet.
Maybe you could reveal it on social media and encourage people to do the survey at the same time.
Mm-hmm. Like where I would make it.
You don't have to do that, or just maybe describe it, tell people what it is.
Okay.
That would be good.
Maybe. You would say that would be good content, Riggins?
I would think so.
All right.
But they got to do it before the 12th.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you got to go do that. Just do it now and you won't have to worry about it.
Yeah.
Well, unless you're listening to this on the 13th, then don't.
Yeah.
Don't bother.
Yeah.
It'll be fun because I'm spending the night there that night. I'm not working the next day, so.
Good for you.
I'm gonna get shitty, man.
And great rooms too. Mm-hmm. Great rooms.
A wonderful place. That's why it's the official hotel of the Ace and TJ network and family and friends and all that business. Okay, is that enough of that?
I think so.
Good. Good. I have long said that Philadelphia sports fans are terrible people. Now, if you're not a terrible person and you're a Philadelphia sports fan, then I guess I'm not talking about you. So don't get all crazy. But there aren't many of you. I'm put it that way. If you're one of the very few decent humans who happen to be Philadelphia sports fans, then congratulations. What do they say? You're an anomaly.
Yeah.
So for 20-something years, like 27 years, they've had dollar hot dog night at various times during the Philadelphia Phillies season. And I don't say Philly because it just doesn't, I don't think it sounds right coming from a southern accent. Philly. We were in Philly. That doesn't sound right. So a Philadelphia Phillies game with the dollar hot dogs, that's a great deal, and families love that, but you got to take into consideration you're still dealing with Philadelphia fans. And last year, they started a huge food fight all over the ballpark with these dollar hot dogs. So now guess what? No more dollar hot dog night. When you can't behave yourself enough to not engage in a giant food fight at a ballpark, and it's so out of control that they have to take away, that you're not capable of handling a promotion that has been going on for 20-something years. When you're not civil enough to be able to sit and eat hot dogs without throwing them at everybody else. And then, of course, they start throwing hot dogs and people were throwing water bottles off the upper deck and, all of this stuff. It was chaos. People getting arrested, people getting ejected from the ballpark, all this stuff. So now they were like, Now they're going to do a buy one, get one free night, which is still, you buy a hot dog now and you say, I don't even know how much. I know a hot dog with bacon on it at Five Guys is about $8, $8 or $9. Yeah. So how much would it be at a ballpark?
It's probably the same.
Probably up there. And it makes sense. If you pay more for it, you're not going to want to throw it at somebody.
Yeah. But even if it was $1, I got a hot dog. I'm not wasting. Yeah. I love a hot dog at a ballpark. I mean, it's great.
Well, it doesn't matter if somebody were handing them out and gave me a bucket of them when I walked into the stadium.
Yeah, who does?
I'm not going to throw I'm not even going to think about throwing one at somebody unless they're down the way and I'm saying, who needs a hot dog? And I toss it to them like the vendors do.
Yeah. It's behavior you would expect from a 6-year-old that doesn't know any better, that their parents are not around. But when you watch these videos, these guys with big bellies, these are grown men. They're salt and pepper beards. It's like, what are you doing? You're not there to watch a baseball game? I mean, you act like bad kids.
Yeah.
I mean, it's ridiculous.
Well, it's because they don't know how to act, Brother Riggins. They don't know how to act. Nobody taught them how to act.
So they've been like that through their whole life. That's probably just who they are.
You know what I imagine? I imagine that these people that we see, these people acting like derelicts at these Philadelphia games, and Eagles and Phillies games. I bet you when they're not in that stadium for those games, they're in their day-to-day life, they're probably not acting like that. It's just something about all of a sudden when you put that jersey over your big ass belly and head to the game, something hits you, and you're just like, I am no longer a civilized human in a civil society.
Time to get crazy.
Yeah.
Let's get nuts. Let's throw some food.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, it's crazy. Have you ever been in a food fight?
No.
Never. I feel like that's something you see in movies, but I've never actually seen one in real life. And I'm wondering, is that maybe just like
and it's
parts
always
of the country? And
it's always at schools. When you see it
cafeteria?
in movies and stuff. I've never. No, Lord, no.
I mean, you can't even think about. I mean,
You know why? Because we were raised right, Riggins. The only way you think that engaging in a food fight, especially as an adult in a public place, is if you weren't raised right.
yeah, that's just
So how many Philadelphia sports fans were actually raised properly? Not many.
based on this video. Doesn't look
Well,
like there's too many.
I mean, that video, other things you see about Eagles fans, I mean, they're just,
Yeah,
ugh.
they threw snowballs at Santa.
Had to have a jail at the stadium because so many people get so crazy.
Crazy.
I don't like it. I don't like it.
I do want a hot dog now, though. Oh,
Oh, man. Go to Costco, get those big ass hot dogs.
I just saw in the news there you can't go to Costco and get the hot dog without a membership anymore. A lot of places are trying to.
I didn't know you could ever.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, you could go in there and you didn't have to have the membership to make the purchase at the
I didn't know
cafe
that.
thing. But now it looks like they're going to crack down on that.
But they always check the membership card at the door when you walk in.
Do they?
Yeah.
Well, some of them, I've even seen the cafes that are just outside on the sidewalk. Like the window
yeah.
is on the outside, so
Okay.
you don't even have to go into the store. Now, I don't know if that works everywhere, but I think, I didn't think you needed a membership to just eat there.
And they say that Sam's Club has good hot dogs and pizza.
Yeah, Alexis has said that.
And Costco has pizza too. They have several things up there.
Yeah.
But I just, whenever I leave Costco and I'm gathering up my loose belongings because they don't have bags, and I look over at those people just sitting there, that's their lunch. They just came in there to eat lunch and all that. I'm like, I know it's cheap, but I just think, wouldn't there have been a better atmosphere?
Yeah, I mean, a warehouse on a picnic table.
Right. Now, if you're going to get it to go, I would easily eat the food from there, but I'd get it and go eat it in my truck if I needed to.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, you're sitting in a warehouse and at a metal picnic table.
Well, they're red and they've got that rubber coating over them. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
But they're right there where everybody's walking by you.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had somebody come up to me at the Costco and check my ID, my membership card, while I was shopping. So they checked it at the door and then while I was shopping, because I guess people use other people's cards.
Yeah.
So they wanted to
What did they ask you? They just, may
Can I see your membership card, sir, and ID?
Oh, really?
Yeah, so they
And
wanted
your
to make
ID?
sure my name on the card matched who I was, yeah.
Maybe you were a suspicious person. They're like, this jag off.
Every time I'm in a store and I hear them say something on the intercom, because we've talked to those people who say that there are codes that you use when you're like suspicious of somebody and all that, I always get paranoid that they think I'm about to steal something.
Sure.
It's like, especially if they say something about the area that I'm in.
Yeah. They're like, you see that guy with the huge thing of fiber pills? That's not right. Something about that is off. No one needs that
Roy.
much fiber.
Roy, go to hemorrhoids. Roy, you're needed in hemorrhoids.
It was a crazy, in that video you posted the other day, with that huge bottle of fiber. I was like, good Lord.
Yeah, it's just capsules.
Yeah, but it was a huge bottle.
Yeah.
It looked like a missile.
I take 6 a day.
6?
3 in the morning, 3 in the evening.
Holy cow.
But I'm regular.
I bet you're more than regular.
That's the only time I think it's a good thing to be regular.
Holy crap.
Other times I want to be irregular.
Yeah. I always have to shut down the cashier at the grocery store when I'm buying pumpkin. They're like, "Oh, are you making a pumpkin pie?" And I go, "No, my dog has diarrhea." And I go, "You don't need to say that. You just need to say." But it always comes out that way for some reason.
I feed it to the dog. It's good
Yeah,
for
I
the
could
dog.
just say, "No, it's actually for my dog. It's for his stomach." But I always go, "No, he's got diarrhea."
Yeah, my grandmother was known to give too much information about something because she talked all the time. The sweetest woman, friendliest, would never want to hurt anybody's feelings or anything. But she was in Sears or something, and back in the 80s and 70s and all, there were department stores that you would have to get a key to use the restroom, just like at a gas station, because people camping out in there or whatever, I guess. So she goes to the lady that's working in the women's department, and she says, "Excuse me, hon, could I get the key to your restroom?" And the lady goes, "Yes, ma'am." And she reaches and goes to hand it to her. And my Nana said, "Oh, thank you very much. I took a fluid pill."
Oh,
it's like,
okay.
Why she got to know you took a? Well, you giving her proof that you have to actually use the bathroom. You got to pee. I took a fluid pill. That's you. My dog's got diarrhea.
Okay. Yeah. Why you don't need to do any of that.
All right, we have a new Hey TJ, somebody needing some life advice. That's a segment called Hey TJ. We'll get into that next.
TJ's Podcast.
We're here with our old friend Richard Toccato, the Richard Toccato Companies. Now, Richard, you just told me something very important that you wanted me to say, but I don't remember what it was. So can you say it for me? It was something about numbers and percentages and things that I don't understand.
This is the best way for loan officers to keep the majority of the revenue that they earn every year, just like a real estate agent.
Got it.
Real estate agents pay what we call a cap in industry. Normally, it's around $16,000 to $20,000, and then after they pay in their commission to reach that for the company, they keep 100% of it. So we're going to do the same thing at Richard Toccato Companies. You as a loan officer are going to pay us a cap of $16,000, and everything else you keep. Everything else you earn is yours. So real quick, an example: if you make $200,000 in a year, I'm going to take $16,000 of it, and then you're going to keep $184,000. The traditional model that loan officers work on now, they do $200,000 in revenue, and they keep about $80,000 or $100,000.
Really?
So this is going to change the game. We're going to do what other real estate firms have been doing for years, but we're doing it on the mortgage broker side.
And this is something that's not being done anywhere. It's totally different.
Totally different, not being done anywhere else. We're also going to have revenue share. So if you bring loan officers to us, you're going to make money on, you're going to make money from a downline, just like EXP or Keller Williams.
Wow.
So it's you got to check it out. Just go to workwithrichard.info. It's simple, workwithrichard.info. See if it's for you. Give me a call. Let's have a conversation.
Okay, you want me to try to say it?
Yeah, you say it.
Check it out, workwithrichard.info.
Hi, I'm Thomas Davis, and let me tell you why I'm a proud member of Team Neogenics.
If your nagging pain is keeping you from being active, do something about it. Join the long list of pros and average Joes who have found relief with our stem cell and regenerative therapies.
After trying all the others, I decided to try Neogenics. My knees and shoulders haven't felt this good since my college days. If you want to get back in the game, do what I did. Visit Neogenics, where all you have to lose is pain.
Our nation's second president, John Adams, always slept on the left side of the bed. He believed this would increase his chances of having positive dreams and a more successful next day. That's why every mattress we sell here at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress includes a left side.
And for those that prefer waking up on the right side of the bed, our mattresses come with one of those too.
This President's Day, you can save up to $500 on Tempur-Pedic sets. Only at Sweet Dreams Furniture and Mattress.
Back to TJ's Podcast.
Hey. So we do this segment now called Hey TJ. It's pretty simple. People write in. They say, hey TJ, this is my problem. And they're only writing in because they want me to tell them what to do. And nothing else, just whatever I say is what needs to be done. It's like the final word. What I says goes is a better way to put it. Which the whole world would be better off if that were the case. So here's the problem. Hey TJ, the guy I've been dating for 7 months just bought a new truck. He didn't even tell me he was doing it, much less ask my opinion on picking it out. How could he not even care whether or not I would even like it? Surely you can understand why I'm hurt and angry about this. He's acting like I'm being ridiculous. Lacey, Spring Valley, Nevada. Didn't even ask. Didn't even say, what color truck do you think I need to get? Just showed up in it. And is basically saying, this is my truck. And it doesn't matter what you think. You know, like the Rock says. Doesn't matter what you think.
Right.
So I think the only thing that you can do is leave him. And it doesn't matter if he's a nice guy and he's great to you all the time and everything. He didn't consult you about his truck. That just means he doesn't think you're important, you or your opinion. So get out of there. Now don't key his new truck when you leave, like you know, old Carrie Underwood says. Don't do that, but leave. You deserve better.
That's unexpected. And their boyfriend, girlfriend?
Yeah,
Okay.
Been dating. Guy I've been dating 7 months. That's nothing. You got zero time invested in him, basically. Not even a school year. You know, if you measure it by that. But a man that selfish and that rude and just ignoring you in the whole thing. If he's ignoring you with this, and your opinion doesn't matter, then if you stick with him, you're going to have a lifetime of just not mattering to him.
Wouldn't you at least bring it up, though?
I would, yeah. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I would, you know, when my wife and I had been dating 7 months, well, of course, we were almost married. Our wedding was coming up after 7 months, but there's no way I would go buy something that make that big of a step in life without even asking her opinion.
Yeah.
I think it's awful. Awful.
And worthy of a walkout?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay.
And a fit. Make sure you throw a fit about it, too.
Go nuts.
But it sounds like she's already, because he says she's being ridiculous.
Yeah.
Now, yeah, I would say, hey, what do you think of? I'm thinking about it. Even though my wife doesn't really know anything about trucks, so I'd at least ask her the color.
Yeah.
Hey, what do you think of this color? And I wouldn't want to buy a vehicle that my wife thinks is ugly.
No.
But that's me. And you can't measure normal guys by what I would do. It's not fair to a normal guy. To, you know, and I think that's what a lot of these ladies do, Riggins, is that they try to compare their men to me. And that's not fair to them. It's just like if you went out to the public golf course and started comparing those guys to Phil Mickelson. It's not fair to them.
Right.
They're just regular golfers.
Well, she listens to the show, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't why she's I hate that that's the advice that she's going to get, though. Just to leave. I mean, that's like the worst case scenario. Not like,
okay, let me put it this way. If that were you, you're the guy, and you did that,
yeah,
and your girlfriend of 7 months wouldn't let it go and took it that hard in her feelings, as the kids say, would you want her to break up with you?
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's better for both of them.
Yeah, maybe.
This guy is not what you want. You want a guy that is going to ask your opinion. You want a guy that wants to listen to you. Obviously, this guy doesn't want to hear it from you. He says you're being ridiculous. You know what? You assume that they live together after 7 months?
Yeah.
You think they're living together? Let him use that new truck to help you move your stuff somewhere else.
Bloop, bloop.
So that's what we can do. Let me load my stuff into your truck so I can get out.
Excellent.
And you know, all couples therapists would say the same thing. If they're trained properly, they would say it.
Well, you've done 2 Hey TJs now, and both have resulted in you telling one of them to leave.
Yes.
Is that just leave?
Yeah, because I mean they're both dating situations, and if you're unhappy enough in a dating situation that it's caused this kind of, you know, craziness in your life, then get out while the getting's good. You're not made for each other.
Yeah. No, that part I
Everything,
agree.
look, everything needs to be absolutely perfect in a dating relationship before you should continue. Everybody knows that. There's no time when you should overlook something that doesn't, you know, is not considered perfect in a relationship. Get out.
They don't like pizza? Gone.
Yeah, if pizza's important to you, say, never mind. He doesn't ask you opinion on his truck when he's buying a new one. That's just unforgivable. You cannot get past that, I'm telling you. That is a hill on which you need to die. Didn't ask me what color he should get of his truck. Oh, what a selfish man. I'm glad she wrote in here.
Yeah, my heart hurts for her, though.
What, living in Spring Valley, Nevada?
Yeah.
All those scorpions.
No, I mean, she's just heard somebody that she trusts tell her that
Yeah.
it's probably time to end the relationship.
But would it be better to hear it from somebody she doesn't trust? See, that's the beauty of the Hey TJ, Riggins, is that, I mean, these people know that I'm going to tell them the best thing for them.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
No one ever is looking to me for advice, so I don't know how that goes.
It's hard anytime you got to break somebody's heart.
Yeah.
It's not easy. Okay. Well, we fixed that issue, and that's good. That is absolutely great. Riggins found an old reality show that only lasted a while, and it's about nerds.
Yeah.
Real life nerd reality show. And I don't know if you mentioned this part or noticed this part or not, but do you know who the hosts of that show
I
were?
do. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. One was Booger from the movie Revenge of the Nerds, and I think the other one was Lewis.
Yes.
That was in Carradine.
Yeah. Never knew this existed, but
Yeah.
it is
I didn't either.
crazy.
But Riggins found it, and when we tell you about it, you're going to want to go and find it on the YouTubes as well. So we'll do that next.
More of TJ's podcast is coming up.
When it comes to losing weight, sometimes you don't even know where to start. You know that it needs to happen, but you need some help. Well, you start by going to acetj.com/weight loss and ordering Calitrin. Calitrin is scientifically proven to help you lose weight, and it is not a drug. It is not a drug. Repeat that. So here's what you do. You go to acetj.com/Calitrin, order 3 months, and then you'll get 3 months free. 4 months, 4 months free. That's how it works with Calitrin.
Winter is here, which means you're just going to stay inside and not do anything fun and exciting, right? No, that is wrong, because this year you're going to go to acetj.com/Gaston and see all of the incredible things that you can do right now in Gaston County. Everything is laid out for you, from things to do, to restaurants, to bars, to shopping, to unique weekend activities. And we'll get you ready for the spring and the summer with a list of all their great festivals. Find all of this and much more at acetj.com/Gaston.
If you're so frustrated because you're having to run around all the time, you're so busy, you feel like you're not getting your family something great to eat, then you need Culver's. It's the perfect thing for you. Always made to order, fresh, hot ingredients all day, every day.
And not only do they have the freshest ingredients all day, every day, but they are a part of the community. They're proud to be a part of the Indian Trail community where they're under new ownership. Belmont, University area, Salisbury. Make them a part of your daily routine. Make it your new neighborhood spot. Short waits for the freshest food in town. Get details at acetj.com/Culver's.
Welcome back, world, to TJ's podcast.
Yep. Again, make sure you go to acetj.com/Fanatico. Take the little survey there, and then you could be invited to the first ever Fanatico cocktail party. Fanatico cocktail party with special guests, me. Okay, so Riggins told me that he had found this. How do you just find all of a sudden on YouTube? Are you searching stuff, or does it pop up somehow?
Yeah, I mean, YouTube will recommend a bunch of videos. If you just go to youtube.com and you're logged in, it kind of generates videos for you to watch that they think you might be interested in.
Okay, the only time I use YouTube is when I go specifically looking for something, like if I'm having a hard time getting the water filter under the house, if it's too tight, and I'm looking for a tip on how to get it loose, that kind of thing.
Yeah, how to. There's a ton
that's
of that
the only
content.
time I look at YouTube.
Oh, it's everything. Mm-hmm. I spend most of my internet time on YouTube.
Yeah, I guess I need to do that.
It's everything. Everything you've ever wanted to see is up on YouTube.
Okay, so there are probably, 150, 200 videos available at any time?
Yeah, probably about that.
That's probably all that my computer could hold.
Yeah.
So, all right. So this is a reality show that was on
TBS.
Okay.
Yeah. It's
competing with each other, and like an elimination type.
It's called
show.
King of the Nerd.
Yeah.
And it ran for 3 seasons or something like that in the early 2010s. And it's all encompassing. It's who knows more about trading card games, Dungeons and Dragons, nerd trivia, Star Trek, Star Wars,
space.
Can you build little, gadgets and robotics and space, everything. And the people that they have on this show are the most stereotypical nerds, and it's men and women.
Yeah.
But I mean, you want to talk about a lack of social skill / social awareness, everything. It is wild.
Well, I saw one clip where this guy was giving this long, sad monologue because, his teammates were rejecting him, and because people didn't like him, and he was saying, I'm sorry, but this is an opportunity for us to be accepted finally, and we're we're the last to get picked, and all of the stereotypical nerd things.
Yeah.
And it's not that they know all of these nerd things that makes people make fun of them and bully them or whatever. It's the way they act sometimes, toward other people.
Yes.
Now, I'm not saying, I shouldn't have said bullied, but you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Rejected.
Yeah.
See, like Tech D Rob has all of these stereotypes, but he's cool. You can have normal conversations around him. He's not interjecting with, condescending things or you're dumb or any of that kind of deal.
That's where they really run into trouble, these nerds, when they get kind of condescending and kind of snotty about what they know and what you don't.
Yeah.
And that people find that infuriating.
Well, because that's their opportunity to shine. They see the athletes getting all of these accolades, and the cheerleaders, and then this person and that person. So then that's their opportunity. Like, this is my thing, and I'm going to dominate.
Yeah.
It's
like trash talk on an NBA court.
Mm-hmm. So are you go back and watch all the full episodes of it?
I might have to, because just mentioning this during the commercial, Tech D Rob said, I've watched every episode and it's great.
Yeah. Now, I don't like shows like that to begin with, so. And I can't watch anything like that with my wife, like that, that Christmas cookie bake-off and all of that stuff.
Yeah, that sucks.
Because I ridicule it. Like when that judge on the Christmas cookie bake-off refused to use the word moist.
Yeah.
And so she said the cake or whatever it was tender instead of moist. That kind of stuff. I'm like, what? Just dumb.
Were you a Survivor fan?
The first 2 seasons, yeah. And then after that, I figured, all right, I've seen this show.
Yeah, right. This is like Survivor, but with dorks. So I'm kind of intrigued by it.
Yeah, I don't like any competition show like that, and where the drama is more than the competition. I used to, because it was new. The first 2 years of Survivor. I mean, that was huge.
I hear that Traitors is really good. A lot of people watching that.
What's that about?
I don't really know, but it's on its second season. It's already been renewed for its third season. I think they might have just wrapped season 2, but it's reality stars, and I don't know the premise of the game, but people rave about it.
Well, I don't like anything that where their goal is to get people fighting and yelling at each other.
Yeah.
I don't like all that.
Yeah.
Not to say I don't like drama, but I don't like that kind of drama. Like, that's why I can't watch any of those housewives shows. That's why I definitely can't watch any of those reunion housewives shows. Yeah. I mean, that would be torture for me. I hate yelling. I hate when people are yelling, and especially women.
Yeah, those reunions are ugly.
I always say that, and I think this is, if I do say so myself, pretty profound, is that a man spends his entire life doing whatever he can to avoid having a woman yell at him. From his mom, then to girlfriends, then to wives. Men hate women yelling.
You know what's interesting?
And so that's just stuck with me, and I can't take these housewives shows.
During the reunion housewife shows, they do, they bicker and fight, and then the host, Andy Cohen, says, all right, let's bring out the husbands. And then those husbands sit there on bar stools behind their wives, and they got to sit there and watch their wives bicker with other women. And you could tell they're just like, I'm not even getting close to getting involved in this. I mean, they just look like boobs. It's just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's just not my thing.
Yeah.
And I'll agree with my wife. I do make comments and stuff that if somebody's really enjoying the show, it would mess it up for them. Yeah. I think the stuff I'm saying is funny. Yeah. She doesn't. No. All right. Speaking of my hatred for screaming, you say you found something, Riggins, that you don't think I could, that it would be so torturous for me to watch that I can't handle even a minute of it.
Yeah, it immediately made me think of you, because Rob and I have talked about this specific clip for years, and I think it's very funny, but I know it's gonna trigger you. You will be triggered. How about that?
Okay, and then just to give you an example of how much I hate yelling, and I said more so women yelling and screaming because I relate to that. My mom yelled and screamed at me a lot as a kid, and I try to avoid it. But men too, and so much so that I hated the movie. What was it called with McLovin? What was that called?
Superbad.
Superbad. I hated Superbad because all Jonah Hill did in that whole movie was yell and scream. And I was like, I can't take this anymore. Just shut up with all that yelling and screaming. I didn't find it funny at all because of that. Couldn't take it. Okay, so what is this?
So this is a clip from a show called Adventure Time. It's a cartoon that it was made for kind of older kids / adults. And I don't really know the premise of the show. I've only seen clips of it online, but it's a cartoon. And in this scene, the Earl of Lemon Grab shows up, who looks like a knight, but he's got a lemon for a head. Okay. And he runs some sort of castle, I don't know. And they're introducing Lemon Grab. and he's complaining about the status of the castle when he shows up. Do you want to hear it?
Yeah, I'll try it.
Announcing the arrival of the Earl of Lemon Grab.
This castle is in unacceptable condition! Unacceptable!
Oh, God.
It's pretty annoying, right?
Oh.
It's pretty
And that's how he delivers all of his lines?
I guess. That is? He just screams like that?
Because some people, in an attempt to be funny, they think the louder they are, the funnier it is. Like being loud adds comedic effect.
Yeah.
But rarely do I think that.
I know when I've gotten too loud in here, I can see you physically flinch. Like
Yeah. I wince. And I know I'm more sensitive than the average person to it. I get that.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. It's just like, ugh. There is a brilliant man who is a political talk show host on the radio, on TV, and he's like the #1 political author and one of the most respected constitutional scholars in American history. And I think he's great. His name's Mark Levin. But he has times in his show where he starts screaming about stuff that's going on in the country that's making him mad and all of that. But what he's screaming is so important and it's so interesting, but he's screaming it, but I wade through it but I have to turn it so far down on the volume that I can barely hear what he's saying because he's screaming.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't be able to do that with this because I'm not interested enough in what's going on.
Exactly. It's cartoons. Like, how much can I deal with that? But cartoons now, they don't make cartoons like linear. I mean, it's always like the most odd concept, and it's like trying to appeal to adults, I think.
Yeah.
So they're odd. And that one's really weird.
Well, do like regular guys like these cartoons, these animated shows that are made for late teens and adults? You know what I mean? Like regular guys, as in, would a guy come from his construction job and want to sit down and watch this type of show? Like, what is it called? Adult Swim?
Adult Swim, yeah.
On Cartoon Network or whatever?
Yeah.
Or if they want to watch an animated show that's adult themed, they would watch The Family Guy or something like that.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I really don't know.
Like, what is the one regular show in that one?
I've heard of that.
Regular show. Rick and Morty, and that another one?
Yeah.
Do non-nerdy guys watch that?
I think so.
Really?
I mean, Rick and Morty is popular. I mean, Kanye and Kim used to lay around and watch Rick and Morty. They're not what you would call nerds.
No.
I don't know. It's not my bag, but
my son used to watch regular show a lot when he was a kid.
Yeah.
But isn't it more for like an adult themed kind of thing? But either way, I can't take the yelling. It hurts my ears.
No.
When do you ever get loud? You say
loud.
you get loud sometimes, and I wince.
I get loud in here if I'm
do?
telling a story, and I'm getting like people confuse my enthusiasm when telling a story for me getting mad, but I'm just trying to sell it a little bit. And when I grew up with 2 older brothers, so you kind of had to be a little boisterous, a little loud to get it out. So I don't know. I just get very I don't know. I get excited when I'm telling a story, and I think it's good. I want to do it.
But I guarantee you that my weakness with that comes from growing up in a house where my parents were yelling at each other constantly.
That makes total sense.
You know, I was the first kid in my neighborhood to have headphones, stereo headphones.
Yeah. Wow, that's pretty telling.
But I mean, if they weren't yelling and fighting all the time, I wouldn't have retreated into a world of entertainment.
Yeah, You made lemonade.
Yeah, I'm in there listening to music. I'm listening to, comedy albums, things like that. Now look at me.
You're fine.
I'm a legend. I'm a legend because my parents hated each other. I'm considered by everybody in the entire radio industry and all of history, I'm considered the funniest radio personality of all times. It was unanimous. They surveyed all of them.
Everybody.
They even dug up the dead and asked them to vote, and it was unanimous. Or as some of my Southern brethren and sistren would say, unanimous. It was unanimous, man.
That's what it was.
They all said, check that box. Yeah. They laughing in heaven now just thinking about stuff I've said. We got the chain smokers coming in.
We should start saying we have all these guests on the TJ's podcast. Next week, chain smokers, and then just never acknowledge it again. Next week, Dr. Phil.
Yeah, because, that's not false advertising. We're not asking to buy anything.
Celine Dion, chain smokers.
Like that car dealership that time that Ace and I were going to do a Saturday remote broadcast from there. And the guy got on from the car dealership and said Billy Joel was going to be there. But he didn't say, he made it sound like Billy Joel, but it was Bill and Joel. Bill and Joel. They're two sales guys at the car dealership. Yeah.
I love that. Billy Joel.
It's like, hey, hang on.
We don't want to be attached to that.
Right. So, yeah, we could do that. So tomorrow, Tom Hanks joins us on TJ's podcast. That's what we ought to do. And this should be a discussion had off the show, but fanaticos don't care. If you're listening to this particular episode, you'll know where it came from here on out. We should start signing off every show by saying, all right, now don't forget, and then a different A-list celebrity is going to be on the next day.
Yeah, it's a great idea.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts.
Exactly.
Paula Poundstone.
Sydney Sweeney.
Dakota Johnson.
All right, so tomorrow will be Tom Hanks.
Yeah,
okay.
That's great.
All right. Don't forget, Tom Hanks on tomorrow's TJ's podcast. But that wouldn't be slander, though, right? He wouldn't say, you're lying, I'm not going to be on that piece of shit podcast.
How could you say it?
Well, we already established this is a joke.
Yeah.
But, for future stuff.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to work on it. We'll tweak it.
Look, cease and desist, man. That's what they got to do. Yeah. All right. So make sure you listen to tomorrow's TJ's podcast because legendary Tom Hanks will be joining us. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Love you. Bye.
Serving the world. It's TJ's podcast.